What's going on, y'all? It's your boy DJ D Wiz.
I am DJ Key Product. I'm J Way.
DJ Marcus Moolah.
And you're tuned in with the Hittas here on the Life Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. We also on Hittas Radio, Underground Hittas Radio.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're
back, man. Just clap it up real quick. Okay, before we start, I want one of y'all to get on live because I got some material that's on my phone that I want to look at while I'm talking. All right. So, yeah, so we can also do people's comments and everything. But,
getting the live together.
Yeah, while getting the live together, quick shout outs is going out to people that's tuned in. Real quick shout out to Get 'em.
Yeah, shout out Get 'em.
Shout out Stephanie, she just tuned in.
Shout out to Stephanie.
Shout out to Stephanie.
One of our avid viewers.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Reese Money and the whole SGU YBN. Lil Brad for coming in and kicking it with us.
Yes, indeed. Reese, LeBrat, shout y'all out, man.
So, any shout outs y'all want to give out?
Man, shout out to my label, GSE, Gold Supreme Empire Music Group. Shout out to my coalition of supplier DJs. Big shouts out to just everybody that's tuning in and rocking out with Underground Hittas and the Life Show. That we, cater to on a weekly basis. Yeah.
No, I want to shout out Ty, first and foremost.
Yeah.
His lovely wife. She's going to be joining us today, right?
Yeah.
She's going to be joining us today. Shout out to you guys for always tuning in and showing love and showing support. Shout out y'all, man. Shout out you, Moolah, you, Wiz, you, Keys, everybody at Underground Hittas.
Yes.
Shout out to all the females that I used to mess with. I love y'all for sure, man.
Oh, man.
My world.
Yeah, man. And shout out to everybody that said you wouldn't amount to anything, too. Man.
Yeah, shout out those people out,
shout
too.
those people out.
You haters.
You watching and I'm working.
Man, that's a word right
Put
there.
that on a t-shirt.
That's a word. You watching, I'm working.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get it started. We got a topic that I want to run through y'all, and that is introverts versus antisocialists.
Okay.
Somebody who's antisocial.
Yeah.
So, what makes them different?
What makes them different?
Yeah.
We starting with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Introverts are just, people that kind of keep to themselves. They still associate with people, primarily people that they know. In like social gatherings, they kind of standoffish. And so, some of them will, take the initiative to meet new people and talk to people. But for like the most part, they're, they stay to themselves. They don't really, be around a lot of people at any given time. But now, people that are antisocial, I would say that they just don't interact with anyone at all. They're the ones that's really to themselves. They're the ones that isolate themselves away from everyone else. At least with introverts, they kind of will still talk to people, That's just my inference of it between being an introvert and anti-socialism. I'm on some level an introvert too. Like when I'm around people that I don't really know, I'll stay quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'll still like talk to people and introduce myself, but as far as like really, really expressing myself, chances are I probably won't do that.
Right.
But, yeah.
I don't know if there's a difference because they're both the same. Introverts and antisocial people don't like being around people. Introverts are cool with being by themselves in their own house, chilling.
Antisocial.
And they the same way. They don't like being around people. They don't like being out amongst crowds and everything, they find peace with themselves, being antisocial. Like I don't want to go out. I'm cool here by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree with Jay. I think one opens up more than the other.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I agree. They the same. Really.
they're the same.
I think y'all just described how they're different though.
No, that's the same. They both want to be by themselves. They both.
That's the
being
similarity.
Yeah, but
That's
you
the
said
similarity that they
one
have.
One wants to open up more than the other. That's actually showing how they're different too, though.
But essentially, like they're
It's like the same difference.
right. It's the same person.
Did you say it's the same difference?
It is. It's the same difference. Like if I'm antisocial, that means I'm also an introvert. Like I don't want to be around people. I'm cool by myself. If you invite me to your party, I'm not going because there's gonna be people around. I don't want to be around people.
Okay, compared to an introvert.
That's being introverted too. I'm cool by myself. I don't want to be around people.
Okay. Because from what I went into my research and doing my studies, I actually went into the introvert side and being antisocial, and it finds that being antisocial, some people who are antisocial see it as more draining than being introvert. Some people who are introvert seem it more as a chore and draining to be around other people. Whereas being antisocial, you just period don't want to be around nobody.
Right. I mean, it's like I was saying, you know, people that are introverted, they'll still like interact with people, and I guess on some level will still be open to meeting people. But if you just completely antisocial, you don't want to be around nobody. You want no dealings with anyone.
We got comments by Stephanie. She says, "I'm like that. I'm an introvert, but I'm really pretty quiet and shy." Then she said, "I don't like crowds. Crowds freak me out." Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you're an introvert.
Yeah. Cause
Is that really being
I was
an
like that in
introvert,
school.
or is that being antisocial though? If you don't like crowds,
It's the
because
same.
an introvert is somebody who deals with people, but they find it draining and rather be at home.
Yeah.
But it's still the same. So essentially, she's saying she's an introvert, but she's also antisocial. She said crowds freak me out. So that is both.
We got the. I did research the definition for both introvert and antisocial,
Okay.
and that is introvert is being shy, quiet, reserved, and not being a reticent person. And to those who don't know what reticent means, that means like not really showing like your feelings to people, not giving up your feelings or personal thoughts
Yeah.
to others and everything.
vulnerability.
Whereas being what'd you say?
Vulnerability.
Yeah. Whereas being antisocial is not being social, it speaks for itself, and not wanting company of others. So really, I feel like that's a difference right there. Because even though you're quiet, you still would be around people.
Right.
So we have another comment by Enrique. He says, "I agree with y'all, but antisocial people don't like being around people all the time. And plus, I'm a Gemini. We like attention anyway. Off and on." And then Stephanie
Parts
put,
of it, I agree with parts of it.
then Stephanie put, "I could be on stage and freeze." Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would say this. Thank God I'm not no offense to y'all. Thank God I'm not an introvert. I'm an extrovert. I like being around people. I enjoy, being amongst big crowds and whatnot, and meeting new people and getting out here. I like being outside.
What are you with?
I feel like now, I'm an introvert because even though I'm around people a lot, it sometimes becomes draining to the point where I want to go home and just be to myself.
Oh, you want to go home now?
No, not right now because I know I got something to do right now. Like,
I'm about to say, are you drained?
why would I be drained around people that I love having a conversation with?
Right.
Oh, so that's
What about you? What
You
about
know,
you?
food.
Neither.
Neither.
You're neither.
Neither.
You gotta be something.
You're
You
neither.
gotta like. You either have to like being around people or don't be around.
You're
I
neither.
like being around people. So.
So you're an extrovert. Yeah.
Well, me, I'm like introverted, you know, to an extent. I'll still, like I said, I'll still interact with people, especially with, you know, me, you, Wiz, and Mula. With us being DJs, you know, we're around crowds of people.
Yeah.
And I can deal with it, but once I get my bread from DJing, it's time to go, because
Right.
you know, a lot of things can kick off, and if you're not careful, you can get caught in certain things, and people will point the finger at you, and you may not have did anything, but you guilty by association, you know. So sometimes, like I don't really like being around masses of people, real big groups of people, because you know, a lot of people don't have the best intentions when they're out and about doing certain things. So you know, I sometimes get that intuition, like when it's time to go, it's time to go, you know. And so from there, and I don't know, I've always been like that. Like I can still deal with a crowd, but at the same time, on certain, when I'm in certain moods, I don't want to be around a crowd, you know. So.
Okay. All right. So this is gonna segue to me asking another question.
Okay.
With how do you see being an introvert or being antisocial play out in those who want a relationship?
I gotta think about my answer.
Wait, can you ask that again?
I gotta think about my answer.
How do you see being an introvert or being antisocial play out for those who want a relationship? I'm gonna start off with Mula.
I gotta think, because I can't really answer that question.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you. All right. No, Jay.
Alright, so since they already have a problem with being around people, you would think it'd be kind of rough for them to meet new people. But there is somebody for everybody. So I feel like once they come across that person, whoever it may be, that person will help bring stuff out of them that nobody else could bring out, or that person will help them open up in ways like they would have never imagined. So I think it's possible for them to like. It takes that one person. It takes that one person for them to like get them to open up. So I feel like it can be rough, but at the same time, let that life-changing person come around, and it'll totally like change their whole trajectory of their view on life and where they're gonna go. So,
Well, you gotta be a special kind of person to really get a person that's antisocial to open up, you know. And a person that's antisocial, chances are they got a lot of walls up and don't want to let anybody in. So if you can be the person that can break down the wall and they trust you, then you can build off of that. You can build a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not impossible
it's not.
for people who are introverted or antisocial to have relationships, because they're out here.
They are.
And you know, I'm like this. All in all, whatever type of personality type you are, if you believe you can have happiness, you're gonna have happiness.
But it's also like I said, there is literally somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
So if you are
Yeah.
introverted, there's somebody out there that
Right.
that that can handle you being introverted, and they can rock with you, and y'all be solid like this. Same with the antisocial people.
So your wrap up from it is there's somebody for you.
Yeah.
And yours is it's just got to be that special somebody.
Right.
They
The
definitely have to
thing
be
is,
special. If they can get you to open up, they're special.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jay says there is somebody for everybody.
Yeah. I believe
Especially
that's
for an introvert or somebody who's antisocial.
Oh yeah.
And Key agrees, but he says that it has to be that specific person.
right. That person is exclusively for them.
Okay.
Or you just possess characteristics within your inner man or woman that you can go to an introverted person, connect with them, build a relationship with them, and get them to open up.
Okay. Move it. Gave you some time to think. What's up?
That's your question.
Now, what you got?
That's
Bro?
your question. Bro.
How you go?
Cause I can't answer that because I never experienced it. I really don't know how it's gonna play out. It might be rough, but then again, it might not be rough.
That's a real answer.
That's a
though.
real answer.
Yeah, that's real. That like,
Yeah.
and somebody probably really going through that. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real answer right there.
Somebody you answer it.
That's what's up. Like, you know, just to kind of piggyback off what Mula said, you know, he said he didn't know. So, I mean, you can't give what you don't have. You know, if you don't have an answer, you don't have an answer. So, you know, man, that was a real answer though, Mula.
Straight up. Hey, look, Stephanie writes, I could be on stage if I read that. I'll never forget when I had to do a speech for a public speaking class when I was in school. I passed out. What?
Oh.
I passed out, so somebody had to do my speech for me. Wow. I'll socialize with people, but not with too many people. The fact that you passed out by giving a speech, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember having to give speeches. Like,
Man,
I'll be nervous.
I'd be nervous too.
I would be nervous, but somehow I still found a way to get through it.
Yep.
You know, and if I could, I would be the first one to do mine just to get it out the way, you know. But
Man, right.
but if I couldn't, then I would practice, but then I would be like, you know what, I got it, I can do it, and then just go ahead and do my speech or do public speaking. That's one of the biggest fears that some people have is public speaking, and so, man.
My only thing is public speaking. Like, I only get nervous if I don't know what I'm talking about. So, you just put me in front of people and I'm supposed to talk about the way wine's supposed to taste, and I don't know nothing about wine, and I'm just talking in front of everybody like.
Well, all you gotta do is buy you some wine, pour it in front of them, drink it, and now you can speak on it. This wine is very smooth. It glides down the throat.
I'm talking about full
Or the
history.
wine is terrible.
Full history.
About
Look
wine.
on the bottle. I'm quite sure these people out there in what you call
No, not about the bottle. I'm talking about wine in general.
I'm talking about wine in general.
You can't just look at the bottle and then be like it's got the whole history of wine on the bottle.
Well, it tells you where it was made. More than likely, it was probably Florence, Italy. Made back in 1940 something, and they squished the grapes with their feet to make it. So you're drinking feet.
That's why I don't drink wine. I'm not a wine drinker.
Hey, wine is good, man. Wine is good.
Somebody's feet was on this.
You're drinking feet.
No.
But okay, but since you're saying I should answer the one question, which I am,
Okay.
I think how it's gonna play out for people who are introverts and antisocial. It's gonna be hard to step out of that comfort zone because you're not letting that many people into your circle and like that in your comfort bubble, as some would say. So trying to teach yourself how to open up to other people is a hard trick to do. Mainly because it's not even a trick; it's just something that you gotta learn with time.
Yeah.
Because we're in a point where we don't trust nobody to a point where we only trust ourselves, which makes us antisocial or introverts.
So, did you say that you're an introvert?
Mm.
Didn't you have girlfriends before?
Yeah.
So, how did they manage to get with you if based off what you just said?
I'm going to go into that.
All right, cool.
I'm glad you actually said that. Matter of fact, because how it made me open up to others was the fact that some people just don't know much about you, and it's the whole wanting to leave something in your neighborhood or with other people that you come across. And my whole thing was, when I wanted to be in a relationship, I had to open, first off, the fact that I need to tell people about myself.
Yeah. You have to recognize that you have to tell people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because sometimes you only go off of face value, and or what you do and around them, which is generally like a first appearance is everything type of thing. But sometimes it might be stuff that you do at the crib or that you do outside of where y'all encountered each other at, that you want them to know about yourself.
Yeah.
But it was all a matter of, am I willing to share this with them?
Yeah, because some information is sacred.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Stephanie writes she can't trust people.
And I see why people would say I wouldn't trust nobody, because, like I said, I was on that type of ordeal and feeling like I couldn't trust nobody. But the whole thing was, I had to take that first, leap, because I had to question to myself that if I don't take that leap, am I just going to be stuck just talking to myself or dealing with my own personal thoughts and not really share it with anybody else? Because once you start getting into that habit of dealing with your own thoughts,
man, you're going to be a prisoner in your own mind.
Yeah.
And then that'll drive you insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure.
Another meaning to you are your own worst enemy.
Yeah. And the whole fact of it is the fact that I actually took that step in trying to communicate with others, and it being a back and forth, a healthy back and forth conversation, it worked out for me. Yeah. Now, it didn't work out all the time, because I did have bad conversations with people where it ended up turning into a fist fight. But it didn't discourage me. It didn't make me feel like, I can't talk to nobody else because this only worked for one person, and I can't really do that no more. But I could try, at least. I could try. The fact that I kept on trying, which made me come across all these people right here, even Tyrone.
Yeah.
Like I said, at least I came out, because if I didn't come out and actually talk to people, I wouldn't be talking to y'all. Y'all wouldn't even see me.
Yeah.
I'd still be at the crib and dealing with my own thoughts. I wouldn't have came across Tyrone. I wouldn't have came across Mula or Jay or Keys or Nikki.
Yeah. I look at it that way too. In some instances, I was the first to.
Let me write it up though.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to leave no space open right now.
Yeah.
So, what I'm trying to say is, I did ended up opening up to other people, because it made me feel like I could come across a lot of different personalities and being people that can be on the same goal as I'm trying to reach.
Yeah.
And even if it's not a goal, even if it's not the same goal we're trying to reach, you still having a healthy conversation with somebody.
Stephanie writes, man, don't ever tell your partner too much of your personal info. They can use your personal info against you. So be careful who you tell your personal info to. I'm like this.
Here's the thing. It's not about giving people too much information. It's about having an actual conversation with them and having that healthy back and forth situation going. You ain't got to tell them that much. They ain't got to be in your personal life all the time. But the fact that you're able to have a conversation with somebody, that's what matters the most.
I was gonna say, if you do have a partner that does tell your personal business to other people that they should know, that's not your partner.
Right.
That's your enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
That is your enemy.
That's your enemy.
But don't think of it as you giving off too much information. It's just you having a back and forth conversation with somebody, and once you get over that first hump, it's a lot more that can come with that.
Yeah.
Not what you were saying.
It was the same thing, about what you were saying, being able to open up and kind of break out of your shell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same thing.
Tyler, can I get some water? I'm getting hoarse.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just, that was that same thing, me taking the initiative to open up and say, make the first move. Yeah, no comment.
Liz is missing my point.
That's what she said.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Oh, that was the comment? No, that was pretty much it though. But yeah, man, it's good stuff. It's some good stuff.
Yeah, I wish, yeah.
Stephanie said
Stephanie to make the point more clear too before we move on, because I don't want to go to another topic and then miss it. So, but like I said, in general, it's about. I'm just making my point with it, and I'm saying like it's not about exchanging too much information with somebody. It's about the general conversation that you can have and being able to have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah,
That's one that should be more important than giving off information, because sometimes you can't talk too much and give off stuff about yourself that you really didn't want to give to somebody.
Yeah.
And with that, I say be careful and everything, but if you could find that one thing that y'all can talk about, it can unlock so many other topics that y'all can go forth and just have those type of conversations instead of giving off personal info about yourself.
Yeah.
Because there are some people who can't handle getting personal information about yourself between others, and those who can't. And those are people that you don't confide to.
Yeah.
never wrote.
So she might be texting. She might be doing a long one. But like I said, it's all about having a healthy back and forth conversation. And if you can, you don't have to give off everything about yourself to the person because you don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
So yeah. So right now, let's go to this next one. This next question I got for y'all, and that is, in your past relationships, what was something you felt like you could work on for the next relationship?
Oh, man. That's a good one.
Can I go last?
Okay, so I don't know who I'm gonna pick first.
I'll go.
I was gonna say.
So, one thing I've learned, when you start to see red flags, run. Don't ignore them red flags. If you see one red flag, you better run.
Now, would you say if you see it, you can address it instead of just running off?
No, you ain't gotta address it. If it's like a major red flag that's saying, oh no, you better not do that.
I feel like you should address it though. If you just run off, then
Okay, let's say you address it. They stop doing whatever it is that your red flag is. They stop doing it or they correct it, but it comes back 10 times worse.
then if it comes back 10 times worse, then that means they didn't take under consideration you addressing the red flag in the first place.
Okay, so let's say,
But I still don't feel like you should leave without it being addressed.
okay, so let's say you meet a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like a habitual liar. She lies about everything. Stuff you shouldn't even be lying about. You address that to her. Hey, you lied a lot. Can you chill out on that? She's like, alright, cool. So she does chill out. Next thing let's say 6 months later,
Mm-hmm.
she does something major like that hurt your heart, hurt you to your core. Lied about it.
What do I do?
Yeah, what you gonna do? I'm talking about this hurt you to your core, to your heart. Like it's a knife to your heart, and she twisted it. That type of lie.
Then I'm gonna leave mainly because I addressed it the first time, and then for you to repeat it again. See, when I addressed it the first time, that's meant for it to not be done at all ever again.
But she
Right? Like, right?
You would think,
Right?
but I'm saying,
Right?
right?
Okay. Now, since I said that the first time, and then she repeats it again, well, first off, I already addressed it the first time, so that clears me if I end up leaving the relationship. Right?
Right. But I'm saying, Wiz,
Right, Jay?
you had a warning.
Jay. Yes or no?
Wiz, you had a
Jay,
warning.
come on now. Yes or no?
No, I'm telling you.
No, yes or no? This is a yes or no.
You had a
Let me
warning.
finish my statement, but for me to finish my statement, I need a yes or no answer.
Okay. I'm gonna just say yes for the sake of you finishing your statement. Yes, go ahead.
That's your true answer. Yes or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, I addressed it already. So that means don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Now that clears me off. Now if I end up leaving because you ended up repeating that again, then that, like I said, it clears me off. So that means I can leave the relationship because I told you not to do it again.
Let me ask you, Moolah. Let me put you in that scenario. You dealing with a chick who lies just about the dumbest ish ever, and she continuously lies. Are you gonna stick with that chick, or are you gonna like address it and be like, "Hey, look, you lied a lot. Can you chill out on that?" Or are you just gonna be like, "You know what? I can't trust you because you lied entirely too much. So I'm gonna just go ahead and leave because I don't know what you're doing behind the scenes." Like, what would you do?
I would address it, but I'm not leaving. I'll probably.
You not leaving?
Yeah.
Whoa! You're not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Why?
I mean, why would I? Just because he got a overflowing mistake that she does every time doesn't mean I'm supposed to leave. Like, you probably got a flaw that you do every time.
That's a major flaw, though, bro. We
Well,
talk about she lies about like stuff you're not even supposed to lie about, like little minor stuff. Like just all you gotta do is tell the truth.
Well, suppose that it's not minor. Suppose it's a major lie that can like alter the like it could be like a life changing thing, but it's a lie. It's major.
So say this.
All right.
Your mother tell you don't do something, you continue to do it.
Right. Does your mother stop loving you? No.
I don't know, man. That's kind of different. 'Cause it's like that's different. Only because it's like it's your mama telling you not to do something, and we know how we can be as their children. We can be rebellious. We gonna be like, I'm just do it anyway, just cause mama's saying not to do it.
Okay, say if your little sister or little brother said.
Yeah, we got real quick before you address that. Stephanie also said dudes lie too. We not
Right. This is not a man woman
This is
thing.
not
This-
nah.
Yeah. It's just a scenario. Just because I'm talking to a
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a male female.
Yeah,
But we know both parties lie.
Yeah.
Men and women.
Yeah.
Yes.
but back to what y'all was saying.
Say if your little sister or brother tell you don't do something, you still do it.
I'm gonna still do it just because I want to do it. Like that's just something I want to do.
But in the process, you hurting them. You hurting them in the process. they've asked you not to do it, but you continue to do it. So it's like a disregard to their feelings.
Yeah, it's a disregard. So whenever somebody lied to you, that's like a disregard to your feelings. Sort of. Well, it's really disrespectful. Like, cause I don't like when people lie to me. I just don't like that. Don't lie to me. Cause that's the most irritating thing you can do. All you gotta do is just be honest. Just say what it is.
But you gotta look at the main reason you fell in love with that person.
Yeah. Okay.
Accept them with their flaws or not.
I can't accept a liar, Mula, because if you lying to me constantly, I can't trust you. Cause your word is your bond, man. Like, if I can't trust you by your word, what do we have?
So you never lied?
I have lied.
Okay, if you lied too, then what makes you?
But I'm saying when you
to leave.
But I'm saying
you
when
lied too.
True. But I'm saying if you always lie, like everything that comes out of your mouth is a lie. Like, you never tell the truth whatsoever. Never.
You never tell the truth. Also, you probably said a couple lies.
I have, but I do. I pride myself on being honest and being real. 80% of the time.
We just don't have to agree.
You said 80%.
80% of the time, yes.
Why not 100?
We gotta agree to this
because people can't handle 100% of the truth.
Well, I don't think I didn't answer the question. The question was what
Well,
we
Mom
learned.
didn't answer his either, so.
Okay. Well,
But you go.
the question was, what have you learned from previous relationships?
That can help with the next relationship.
Well, honestly, and y'all know this, but I've never really been in a serious relationship, so, but taking, like, what I've watched other people go through, I've taken lessons watching other people suffer through things, you know, even though it wasn't me that was in the midst of it, but I was on the outside looking in and watching them go through the motions. So the lessons I took from it was always be 100. Even when it's hard, tell the truth. You know, of course we hear the standard, don't cheat, don't do this, don't do that. But really, all in all, just be you. Be you and you know, take accountability where you drop the ball. It's not always, even though the dismantle of the relationship might be because of an action that somebody committed,
Right.
or a transgression on the other person.
I thought he was about to say something else.
But you know, but both people are, this dude dying laughing. But both people go wrong at some places. Like you probably wasn't telling the truth, or you probably weren't as attentive to now they're looking elsewhere. So, you know, altogether, just, you know, be 100.
What's yours?
So wait. I want to be clear. So that's what you're saying, like just being 100 was something that you learned from the last relationship?
Yeah, because, you know, everybody has told lies.
Well, now learn something that you should have worked on.
Honesty,
I'm sorry,
trust.
I said that wrong.
Yeah.
Something that you felt like you should have worked on to help you better for the next relationship.
I guess just, you know, being secure or whatnot, like not having any insecurities.
Okay. We're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that later on.
Yeah, because having insecurities can ruin a relationship too. Especially if it's something that's not even there, but you think is there. It's an illusion, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Mula?
I should have cheated better. No.
Don't say that.
I'll say
That's a disclaimer. No, don't do that. That was just a joke.
I'll say pride.
Oh.
Yeah, pride.
Pride, kid.
Yeah.
You let it get in the way? Or did she let it get in the way?
Both did.
both did.
The blame game, like bringing up old stuff, like
I can't stand that.
like how you get mad, I'll do something and you do it. Like yeah,
But you know,
that's toxic.
this is look, men do it too.
Yeah,
I don't know too many men that do it, but
we do it.
we do it too. When you do something in the past and y'all address it back in the past, but she still keeps that in the back of her mind. So then it comes back up, like let's say 3 months later, in an argument that ain't got nothing to do with what happened back in the past. Why are you bringing that up? We addressed that already.
Because that pain is still there.
But they ain't even got nothing to do with what we arguing about now.
It don't matter. That pain is still there.
I know it's still there, but it's like, let's say we fighting over the TV. Then you talk about me cheating. What does the TV got to do with me cheating?
Who bought this TV? That nigga bought the TV?
Man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man,
Like it can be something minor, but it's like they harbor on it. Well, you know,
But here's the thing, guys can do that too.
yeah.
yes, guys do it too. Guys do it too.
Yeah.
It's some emo dudes out here. You know, so yeah.
And I think for a guy to bring something up like that, can it come off as being insecure?
It comes off as being like he doesn't trust his lady no more. Like if she made, let's say she cheated, right? And he forgave her. He doesn't fully trust her.
Then if you don't fully trust them, why are you still with them?
Well, because he still loves her, but it's like he doesn't trust her.
Look, love is cool.
Mm.
You can love somebody, but if you don't trust them, why are you with them?
Love will make you do so many crazy
If you
things.
don't trust them, why are you with them?
That go back to the topic.
Yeah.
That go back to the topic.
Yep.
The line.
Right.
Love make you do it.
Right.
Hey, you right.
Love.
Love will make you do some crazy things, Keys. Like you. Oh,
Real quick though. We got Stephanie comment right here. She said, "But sometimes you have to be careful who you being honest to. Being honest can get you into trouble."
right. That's what I'm saying. You can't be truthful 100% of the time because it can get you in trouble, or it could really be damaging, man. Like if you was to expose the truth. So sometimes you gotta withhold the truth and just keep that to yourself.
I disagree.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, but I feel like
Okay.
here's the
Okay,
thing.
wait.
No, let me say it. Here's why. When you decide to not be honest in everything, right?
Yeah.
And we talking about relationships, right? And we decide to not be honest on certain things, and come to find out you let it slip up in a conversation somewhere, or something happened to where the person that you lied to or wasn't being honest with found out. You think that is not going to have a bigger impact than telling them the truth?
I want to counter that by saying this. You said you don't agree with not being honest 100% of the time, right?
Mm-hmm. In a relationship.
In a relationship, okay. Let's say you're in a relationship. You cheated on your girl multiple times with a married chick. Are you gonna tell your girl that as soon as you get done?
Me being a man about it, yeah.
Okay, would you tell that other girl's husband, hey, I just been smashing your wife?
Why do I need to tell him?
She ain't telling him, so would you tell him?
That's part of being honest.
Part of being honest. Am I right?
Well, okay, since y'all saying that.
That's part of being honest.
Since y'all saying that. Gotcha. I was saying that it's a part of being honest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If it's a part of being honest, right?
You said it.
You said you have to be honest 100% of the time. You said that.
The reason why I say that is because of this. If I already told my wife, why do I need to tell your dude when she could have just told her dude?
She's not saying nothing. So because she ain't saying nothing, it's up to you to say something.
So in reality, y'all want me to be a homewrecker.
You already are.
But you
Even
cheated.
more of a homewrecker.
But you said you have to be honest 100% of
Okay,
the time.
I'm gonna end up having to tell him then.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's only if I'm caught up in that. But since I'm the type to not want to be in that situation, then no, I'm not finna do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And even if you do, you get in front of it. Like you said, get in front of it.
All right,
Tell the truth.
all right. So don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Exactly.
So that's how I feel.
That's easier said than done, you know. That's easier said than done.
But at least
don't
you're
do
willing.
the crime if you
hold on,
can't do the time.
At least you're willing to admit that.
I'm just like we interviewed Quest, and that man said, "I can't never say I would never do something." You almost can't make that statement because it's like, what if you are in that type of situation? No, I'm not speaking that over your life, but what if you do find yourself in that type of situation?
Then, if you say if, then I'm gonna end up being a man about it.
And so you're gonna be honest with your girl and that woman's husband, or it ain't even gotta be no man. It could be another boyfriend girlfriend situation. You're gonna be honest with that girl's boyfriend.
Mm.
You are.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. Tony Braxton. Just be a man about it.
Hey, at least you solid.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't get caught up in that. We got a comment right here. Go ahead. I want you to read off the comments.
Okay. Oh man, we got a lot. Man, hold on. Is that Janae? Janae was like, love can be blinding. Yes. Love can build and destroy the foundation. Oh man. Whew. Cherie gave the thinking emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Cherie. Janae is Enrique's niece. Okay. Then she responds again, if you can't be honest in a friendship, you can't be honest in a relationship. Oh,
Yeah.
if you love a woman, you will not want to hurt her, but hiding the truth is just as worse than just telling a woman.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But I was saying, like, you have to be honest with that other woman's partner too. You got to tell him.
Yeah, and that's what
That's part of it, yeah.
I never knew. But at the same time, being silent about it and just not telling nobody, and then they end up finding out, it is worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't even answered my own question. Okay, so I'm gonna reiterate the question again. And your past relationship, what was something you felt that you need to work on for the next relationship? And for me, I would say communication. Because not being upfront with somebody and what you're uncomfortable with, whether it's being in public and some habits that they end up doing that you're not comfortable with, but you end up letting them keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Especially if they also reflect you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was something that I just didn't have the stomach to address.
Yeah, okay.
And the only time I addressed it was when it was too late. Because once I ended up addressing it, it was like, well, I've been doing this. Like, it's who I am at this point. Like, you should have been honest with me up front.
Okay.
So that's why I felt like something that I need to work on for the next relationship.
Okay.
Well, we do have Cherie in the building. She's going to be joining us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to make some room.
All right.
Yes,
All right, y'all finna get hey.
Yeah, so now there's a balance. We have men.
All right, now we got some balance.
Yeah, we took some heat because we didn't have no female.
Oh, okay.
So, I hope y'all happy. All right, Liz.
Okay, now that I asked that question, I wanted to come and ask this question: why is the term "I made you perfect for someone else" is now coined in relationships at the end of bad relationships?
Start with Cherie.
All right. So I have heard that someone makes that person better for the next relationship. And you're not necessarily making that person better for the next relationship. They just know how to now treat the person in that next relationship. Because what you all couldn't balance, or what they couldn't balance in their own relationship and their own flaws and their own mistakes, now they know what to do in the next relationship. Because sometimes they can't stay in that relationship even though they know what's wrong. They don't forgive. They don't let go of what happened in the past and move on because of hurt, because of insecurity, because of trust, whatever. They just can't see eye to eye anymore. And the relationship is pretty much dead. So now they know in their minds, okay, this what didn't work in this relationship, and I know what to do in the next one. So people that's bitter a lot of the time say, I made you the person you are for your next woman, so I hope, or next guy, so I hope you happy. Or I hope they'll be happy for that.
Yeah.
And they may not necessarily be bitter, but they might be hurt.
Right.
Especially if they know that they're a person in a new relationship and they see all the stuff that they wanted out of that individual, and now that person is given to them in the next relationship.
Absolutely.
So.
Man, that's perfect.
Man.
Yes, no, because I'm taking that answer. I'm taking that one.
Why do they say that that person made them perfect?
No, you said, why is the term "I made you perfect for someone else" is now coined in relationships that end bad?
Like what Cherie said, bitterness. It unfortunately didn't work for them, but it's working for the next person. So, that's what really sums it up, is the bitterness. But there's lessons in everything that we do.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
There's always, I look at relationships as stories, and there's always a moral to the story. And so, there it is.
I mean, too, because sometimes in the relationship, and they see their flaws, and they may not want to address it.
Yeah.
And then when they get to that new relationship, that next individual may not take what she took or what he took.
Exactly.
So if they want to be in that relationship, they're going to now use all the stuff that they thought about at that other relationship and now put it towards that relationship and put that energy in that relationship that they didn't put in the past relationship.
Okay.
We got some comments.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't have my phone, so okay, let's go.
So Janae was like, "Hey, auntie."
Hey, Janae,
Oh, Stephanie writes, "Communication. Everybody needs to work on, especially parents that have kids that have disabilities and that are nonverbal." Then Enrique writes, "Right, preach, auntie."
Hey, Ricky.
So my whole thing is the term was coined for people who have relationships that end bad. In my opinion, and what I've experienced is because, like you said, sometimes when you address the flaws in a relationship that ends bad, sometimes they will do it for the next person because that's just how they feel about it. But you might end up feeling bitter about the situation and say, "I made you perfect for somebody else," because you're taking credit for them doing better now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's because of bitterness and the feeling of how come I couldn't get that while we were still in a relationship when I addressed it. So yeah, that's my whole thing on it. So
Oh no, I just feel like different people bring different things out of you.
So it's the fact that they didn't bring that out of you.
Yeah, whatever it was, like they weren't successful in that department, but this new person is.
So would you say that's not being interesting enough to bring that out of me?
Well, maybe they didn't connect on a certain type of level, but over here, it's connecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can respect that one. Man. Okay. So we got another question right here. It says, what are some ways both men and women can show their loyalty to their significant other?
You said, say that again.
Okay. What are some ways both men and women can show their loyalty to their significant other?
Well, first off, the main thing is being in the now. So you want to be present in your relationship now and not be, conforming to other relationships. So if you want that loyalty, you need to let your person know, no, I'm in the now. So I'm here now, I'm with you now, I plan on being with you, and no one else matters. You have to make that individual know that no one else matters. It's just me and you. You know what? I don't even know who said it. It's me and you against the world. It's me against the world or whatever.
Right,
but it's me and you against the world.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't let outside influences in. You don't let friends in, families in, your co-workers in. You don't let anybody else in your circle because you're loyal here. So if you got friends out here doing X, Y, and Z, and they're like, hey, come out, come on, hang out, let's go to the club, let's go to the bar, let's go to the strip club. Your person at home don't want you to go to the strip club. Really. They may not mind you going like one, okay, you ain't going to get it out your system now. But they know that they don't really want you out there like that.
Yeah.
Because they know your friends ain't no good. Your friends single. Your friends don't have nobody that they're loyal to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to make up your mind. It's either going to be them every time, every night, every weekend, hanging out with your friends, or you're going to be at home with your individual, being loyal to that person. And making memories with that person versus being out there just being wilding out pretty much.
What are some ways both men and women can show their loyalty to their significant other?
Show their loyalty, you just gotta do it. You gotta be loyal, like Cherie said, like just be in the now, like stick to your person, and when somebody is trying to shoot their shot at you, especially if it's in front of your guy or girl, you let it be known, listen, I'm spoken for, this is my lady, this is my guy, I'm happy with this person. Respectfully, I appreciate, you shooting your shot, but this is home right here. And I'm happy.
You gotta take care of home.
I'm happy at home. So, yeah.
I think one of those should be don't entertain outside. Like outside forces. Because sometimes how you ever got that one guy or woman that come to you and say, hey, I just had the girl down the street holler at me, or I just had the guy across the way, talk to me while I was getting groceries and all that. And to me, I feel like that's unnecessary, because I feel like you're trying to get a reaction out of me that's unnecessary. And to some, they might say that's trying to test your loyalty, but I feel like that's unnecessary. Because I feel like there's other ways to do that.
Now, sometimes, okay, so if I think I heard you right, you said that so if a neighbor or somebody was trying to shoot their shot and your person came back home and told you that they were shooting their shot, you don't want them to tell you that?
Now, I feel like if they shoot their shot and then you say no, I feel like it's just leave it be right there. You said no. Now,
so you don't want to tell them?
I just feel like it's adding more to it. Like, if I go to them and say, and I know how she or he is going to react.
So you know what that goes
now, if you're secure, if your person is secure in your relationship, right? And you go back home and be like, hey, babe, Tracy tried to shoot a shot, but we ain't going, or whatever. However you kind of say, you know what I'm saying? If your girl secure in her relationship, she gonna laugh that off and be like, for real? Oh, you ain't trying to get on? You know what I'm saying? And try to make a joke out of it or whatever. If she's secure in your relationship and she trusts you. So if she trusts you, she ain't gonna care if that person trying to shoot their shot because she know you ain't gonna fall for it. Now, if you have fallen for the okie doke before and she forgiving you and you come back with, oh, Tracy tried to shoot her shot, she probably gonna be like, you know, what you do, what you say. I bet you got a number, you know, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to the trust factor. And I think I heard y'all talk about that before. Would you tell your person, you know, if you cheated or whatever have you? If y'all been in a relationship for X amount of years, y'all got kids or whatever, somebody done cheated on either side, and y'all say y'all forgave each other and gonna work on y'all relationship. If you have really forgiven and working on that relationship, and you know without a shadow of a doubt you ain't did nothing, and you ain't gonna have a problem with telling them the truth. You ain't gonna have a problem with telling them the truth.
You ain't got nothing to worry about.
You don't have nothing to worry about. You don't have nothing to have. Right. Now, if you've been in a relationship and y'all been cheating, somebody been cheating or whatever on and off, and they say they forgiving you, and you promise not to do it no more, you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
And she found out that you cheated, or he found out that you cheated, or is in the process of still cheating, that's a problem.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to find out, just tell them. Just be an adult, be a man or a woman, tell your person,
get in front of it.
Listen, this is what I did, this is what I'm doing, I done broke it off, I'm breaking it off, or whatever, and suffer the consequences. Because you did. You know what I'm saying? Your old girl or your guy, y'all, you know, they believe you, they trust you, they want to trust you, they want to believe you, but you done messed it up. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta either let it go, go on, move on, let her or him move on with their lives, heal from what you caused, let them move on with their lives, or you try to stay in there and hope they really forgive you for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you all be able to build and move on from there.
What about you, Lee?
What was the question again?
Okay.
My bad.
This is good.
Okay, so what are some ways both men and women can show their loyalty to their significant other?
Man, just by being there. You know, just being there in the midst of everything. You know, of course, being honest and all this other stuff, you know, not lying or throwing them under the bus when certain things happen. You know, just being down for the cause all the time, through and through. You know, so that's my answer.
Being supportive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they want to build a business or want to go back to school or want to go to work at a certain, be there for them. Support them in that. Now, it's okay if you don't think that that's a good idea. It's okay to offer your opinion, but don't shoot them down to try to do something that they want to do that's going to better their lives or better you all as a couple. You know, try to be in that and support them in that.
Yeah.
That's a good one right there.
That is a good one.
Yeah, so I got another one. I'm gonna keep on coming with the questions. Okay, so come on. All right. Can gender roles exist in today's society?
Can gender roles exist in today's society? It depends. Gender roles does still exist in today's society because the older generation still kind of go by that. The husband is the breadwinner. He is the one that goes to work. The wife stays at home. She raises the children and she tends to the house. They stick to that. That's how it is. The next generation will probably be my generation. We are partial in that. Yes, we want our man to be the breadwinner. We want him to pay the bills. We want him to do X, Y, and Z. But we definitely going out there and doing it too. Because we don't want to have to be like, can you give me $20? Can you give me $100? Or he's sliding money on my account from his account. You know what I'm saying? And we working it like that. We don't want to do that. We want to go to work. We don't want to stay at home doing what my mama them did, big mama them did. We don't want to do that. Now, other generations, the younger ones, they kind of don't care, in my opinion. Some of them. They just, hey, I'm here, I'm out here, I'm doing me, you doing you, okay, you gonna pay half these bills, I'm gonna pay this half, you know, and this is how we gonna work this out, you know what I'm saying? Like, or we ain't doing nothing, we gonna live in the car, we gonna live in a hotel, you know, and we get something like that, like, oh, okay, we ain't paying, okay, well, we moving today, we got evicted, oh, okay, that's cool, oh, we gonna move over here, that's cool, so we gonna live with my mom and them. They cool with that, we gonna live there, with me and my babies gonna stay over here,
Exactly.
you know, and some of them gender roles, like even with myself, even with me and Tyrone, I don't take out no trash. I don't touch no trash. I don't touch no garbage. Well, I touch the garbage. I put it in the garbage can. But I'm not taking it out to the dumpster, and I'm not rolling that can to the front.
Yeah.
Not doing it. Now, I would like to cut grass and stuff. He won't let me do it. He said, oh no, you're not doing no yard work. You don't need to be out there. If you want to plant a few flowers or something, you can do that. But as far as cutting the grass and stuff, that's not happening. And we got to understand, like, we share household responsibility. Yeah. We share, you know, washing the clothes, washing dishes, you know, stuff like that. We share in that because that's how we operate. Yeah. You know, with certain gender roles, some of them, hey, you barefoot and pregnant, that's how I like it. You know what I'm saying? Or some women is the breadwinner, and that's how they like it. You know, that's how you know, that woman and that man talked about it. He gonna stay at home with the kids because she make more money.
Right.
So it just depends. You know, it depends on the situation. It depends on the individuals.
Right. So my answer to that is I do believe, like, in gender roles. Like you, Ty, I believe a man should cut the grass at all times. if you do want to cut the grass here and there, cool.
And see that, and I know how to do it.
Okay.
You know, I know how to use the snow blower, shovel. I mean, my father, we was out there doing it. My mama didn't like it, but he had us out there doing it, and I like doing it, so I was out there.
Right. So, but no, that's not going to be a regular time. You want to do it sometimes, cool. But that's my job. He
ain't going to let me do it no time.
Right. That's my job. I'll cut the grass. Yes, I'll take the trash out. You ain't got to worry about that. That's a man's job. I feel that.
But why would you say that's a man's job? Now, I don't do it because I ain't doing it because it's gross. I mean, I'm not going to roll that nasty garbage can out the front.
Because of that. Because it's gross. It's like, yeah, I'll take care of that. Mm-hmm. I'll handle that. Now, I do agree with you with the laundry and everything. That could be shared. Mm-hmm. You know, I could do it just like you could do it. Mm-hmm. Same thing with doing the dishes. That could be shared. I don't think like that should strictly be for women. I think both parties can get in there and bust some suds. I feel both parties can get in there and cook. You know, now when it comes to like car repairs and stuff like that, that's my job.
See, I know how to change the oil. You know, well, I ain't did it. I kind of know how to do change. Okay. You know, fix the tire. I'm kind of handy. Change the battery.
That's cool. That's my job. I'll take care of that. But no, that's cool to have that skill, that skill set. So yeah, but no, yeah, I do believe in gender roles with certain things.
Yeah. I believe it can be equal. You know, whatever your preference is, that's what you want to do. That's what you'll do. You know what I'm saying? So, I believe everything should be shared. You know, I'll cater to my wife. Just like my wife would cater to me. You know, it's 50-50. 50-50, everything is equal. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, us having a voice and all this other stuff, we're equal on everything. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting a yes. Gender roles exist in today's society.
To an extent.
Now I'm getting a yes.
To an extent. There's certain things, you know, that, in my opinion, that's strictly for the man. Point blank period.
Okay.
Like what? Strictly for the man.
Like cutting grass. I think that's just strictly for men. Cutting grass, taking out the trash, and fixing the car. Okay. I think that should just strictly.
What about taking care of the house?
Both men and women can do that. Both of us.
But what if you get a woman that's like, oh no, you the man. You supposed to go out there and work and pay the bills.
Fine. I'll adjust.
Oh, you will adjust.
I'll adjust.
Okay.
You want me to take care of everything? Cool. No problem.
So like I said, whatever you want to do,
You go
Yeah.
ahead and you do that.
Because if she's worth it, then you'll make that adjustment.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay, you work with it, yeah.
So at what point can it be a double standard in the gender role?
At one point, can it be a what?
At what point can it be a double standard in the gender role?
Can it be a double standard? I mean, it could be a double standard as far as who paying the bills, who tending to the yard. I mean, it could be a double standard in work. You know what I'm saying? It could be a double standard in quite a few instances.
Yeah.
The only thing a man can't do is have a baby. So
Well, doctors are working on that. That's crazy.
they was not. You all was not made to have children.
Right, we're not created for that.
Exactly. You know, so that's where a lot
So
of
we
women
talking about
empowerment come in from.
Exactly.
You know.
Come around to it.
Come around.
Kids like, can we talk about that? Like, we gonna come around to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, before we move on, we get to
Stephanie was like, I'm just listening. She's on the road. Nikki's tuning in. What's going on, Nikki?
Hey.
Then Stephanie writes, get an electric lawnmower. They have those now.
You got one.
We got one.
yeah. So since you
Stand
stand
that forward though, man.
you talk about the way you gotta.
No, I'm talking about the one you gotta plug in.
The cord always gets in the way.
Oh, you got
That's the only
cord out
bad
there.
thing about electric lawnmowers. I don't
We don't know about that. You know,
Yeah, I want
No.
and that's why I'm banned from the lawnmower. That's my
Yeah, but I agree with you guys. I do think gender roles can exist in today's society. So yeah, that's one thing I feel like we can agree on. All right. So next question is: in a world where saying hi, how are you doing as a formal way of introduction into a conversation with a woman, how can a man better engage a conversation with a woman?
Better engage?
Yeah.
better than saying hi.
What?
How can you get
What
better
kind of
than
question is
I
that?
say this because in my research, in my encounter, in my experience, saying hey is not a good way of being formal introductions.
What? Wait a minute.
Saying
Wait a minute.
hi. Or
Wait a
saying
minute.
hello.
EJD Wiz.
Hi, how are you? And all
Dr.
that.
EJD Wiz.
That's not acceptable. That's not a proper way. So what am I supposed to say?
What up? I mean,
What up?
women be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm confused. I mean, you gotta help me with this one.
Okay, so I asked a couple of women, a couple of females that are around my
Wait.
age.
First,
and,
wait. Hold on. Are you sure they were women and not girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yo, what up?
And I told them, and I asked them how do they feel about a man coming up and saying hi, how are you, and trying to have a formal conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that starting off like that, it might come off as weird to me, and I might end up walking away from you.
What? Okay. All right.
Then what kind of women did you ask? Because
That's what
a lot of women, grown women that I know, and men approach. That's how the men approach. Hi, how you doing? My name is such and such.
Right.
And go from there.
So how do they want?
I mean, what setting? I mean, I don't understand. You want the man to walk up to him and hug him and grab him and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm confused on that one.
Yeah. So how do they want men to approach them?
That's what I'm asking them.
You didn't ask them that when you
I
did your
asked them.
research?
Yeah, I asked them.
Oh,
You let me answer. Okay,
I want you to tell me what they say.
So since I explain the whole thing. Okay, so how I said, okay, so in your opinion, how would you want them to introduce themselves? Some female, I got some information about them saying that it's a certain way that you gotta speak to me. Some women prefer the hey, what up, how you doing, and stuff like that. And as crazy as it seems, even Tyler's like, as crazy as it seems, there's some women that they do prefer it like that because they feel like you being bougie.
Well,
I mean, in what setting? Like, you asked these girls at,
I said some of them.
while they was in the club? I mean, was they
No, it wasn't- it
drunk?
wasn't-
Was they getting high? I mean, tell me what kind of women you asked, because They don't want you to, I mean, they don't want them to say hi or hello because that seems weird. Like, I don't.
But it's respectful.
Right.
So
they're not used to having a man come to them saying, hi, how are you? You know, hello, how are you doing? They're not used to that. They're used to these guys off the street that don't have any sense of respect for a woman to come off and be like, hey, what's up, girl? You know, I like what you got on today. You know what I'm saying? Where you going, mom? You know what I'm saying?
Or sweetheart. Or that sweetheart. That sweetheart.
Just hearing that whiz, that scares me, man. Like, that legit scares me. I'm saying, hey, how you doing? And you think I'm being bougie just by saying, hey, how you doing? So that it's like you don't know what to do now.
And some say that they will just completely ignore them and keep on going about their day.
Okay,
because they're used to some other kind of men.
Okay, so add that to the list of things men can't do. You can't say, hey, how you doing? You can't say, hey, what's going on, sweetheart? You can't do, man, it's like...
But I'm going to tell you this one. It was a good number of them that says that you have to be, in a way, appealing to them to the eye for them to have that conversation with you.
Okay, but what if they are appealing?
Right. What if they are appealing and they say, hey, how you doing? You know, this is that and the third.
Right.
Them women straight disrespectful. So if a guy be like, they may not even be trying to shoot their shot. They just may be speaking.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? You know, hey, how you doing? And if she just keep walking, then she disrespectful. Then she have no manners. I mean, what's wrong with saying, you know, hey, how you doing? Thank you. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? And keep it moving.
Absolutely.
Easy, simple. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing whatsoever.
Easy peasy.
I mean, now if the guy isn't appealing to their eyes, you know, I can get that, but you still can speak. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't speak, it's when them other guys be like, well, F you did B, I don't care about you anyway. You ugly anyway. You this, you that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now you in your feelings.
Exactly.
Now you in your feelings.
Because I've seen that. The girl don't speak, and he's like, well, if you didn't be, I ain't want to holler at you anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about you, you know, whatever. Then it's a big thing.
It's so many unwritten rules to this thing about dating. This is getting out of hand. What are you
I got a question.
Okay, before you say that. Before you say that.
What are you
No, I just want to say, like, what happened? Like, where did we lose our pride, G?
You know what? It's kind of good y'all married. You ain't got to deal with what we got to do.
No, I don't.
What happened?
Crazy, bro.
But people speak all the time. Like, okay, case in point, I'm out getting food and stuff. They speaking all day. You know, hey, how you doing? Walk open the door. Okay, hey, how you doing? Thank you. You know, nice, whatever. That's it. Ain't nobody trying to shoot their shot. They just being nice. You know what I'm saying? I've had people that try to shoot their shot. They like, oh, you married, you got a ring on. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Right. You happy? Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Right.
You know, and that's it. Keep it moving.
Right.
So I don't get it. I don't understand.
Man, this new age,
right,
this new way of doing stuff is.
Man, I don't like it at all, bro.
I don't like it either.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and if you're of another species like aliens, good evening to you too. Welcome to another edition of the Life Show.
Yeah, another Thursday edition of the Life Show with the Hittas. I am DJ Key Product.
I was going to say I'm hungry, but I done ate a little something, so I'm Jay.
Yeah. And you know, we got one on the way. We got Wiz on the way.
Wait a minute. I didn't know we were pregnant. We got one on the way.
Wiz is on his way. Before we get into anything, make sure you get plugged in with the Life Show on Facebook. We are streaming live right now on Facebook and on Underground Hittas Radio.
Yes.
Make sure you download that free Hittas Radio app for both iPhone and Android. Go follow on Instagram at the Life Show Podcast, and you can get subscribed to the YouTube Underground Hittas TV as well as the Life Show Podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
And there's the call-in number 219-613-4890 for the call-in. Or if you need prayer, you know.
Yes, if you need prayer, you can call in as well too.
Yeah, we do prayer over here too.
Yes, we do. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
Wait a minute, I want to shout out Ty.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ty. Shout out Ty.
And his lovely family. Be sure to tune in to Fire Fridays.
Oh yeah.
You know, keep it locked for that. All you couples out there, you know, keep in tune with Fire Fridays. But yeah, so we're gonna dive into it. All right, listen. Today we're gonna do something different. Everybody's gonna present like a topic to the table today. So I have 2 topics I want to present to you guys. Please like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. And yes, I know that's a YouTube thing, but hey, we're gonna bring it over here too. But yeah, so I want to throw this out there first. Conflict resolution.
Yeah.
Like, how do you handle conflict, and how do you resolve it with amongst your coworkers, amongst your peers, and amongst your significant other? How do you handle conflict? Do you duke it out and just, you know, go at each other's necks? Or do you try to find a healthy way to resolve an issue that you may be dealing with? Or do you just not say anything and just be like, hey, whatever? Like, how do you handle conflict? We'll start with you, Keys.
Well, there's people handle conflict differently. There's, you know, the right thing to do, the healthy thing is to handle it in a conversation, like, you know, like you said, healthy.
Yep.
Where everybody gets out their thoughts and what they feel, and you dialogue. And if you can reach common ground, then that's good. If not, then that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
But some instances, people handle their conflict by fighting. Unfortunately, by shooting.
Yeah.
And some handle it by just not really speaking on it. But when you don't speak on it, it becomes a bigger problem because it festers over time.
Yep.
And, you know, other things can happen, like little small things can happen to where it'll make you blow up over the smallest thing. But it's really stemming back from this other issue that you didn't address. Yeah. So the right thing, like I said, the right thing to do would be to talk about it, like have a healthy dialogue between you and the person that you're in conflict with. If in a business setting, if 2 people are going at it, it affects the whole business because everyone else sees what's going on, and they may feel like, oh, well, this person's right and this person's wrong, and you might have one person that's neutral. It's not about really taking sides. The side everybody should be on is right. Is the right side. And like I said, even in a business, talk about it, talk it out. And if it can be resolved, hey, that's good.
Well, I'd like to say this. What if you try to talk it out, but you work with someone who just, they don't want to hear your side, or they're not trying to understand your point of view?
I mean, well, let me ask you, how many times have you tried to do that?
Let's say you've tried on multiple occasions, and
it still hasn't worked. Then you can only do what you can do. You can't control. You can't necessarily control what someone else is going to do. You can only control your part and your actions.
Well, I was going to say, do you stay in with that company, or do you leave, or what do you do? You try to look for, like, you go to your superiors and be like, hey, I can't really work with this person, so can you transfer me to like some other division? Or
well, some people do that, but then too, they look at their situation. Like, if it's a situation like, you need the money, and so some people, no, this is just the thing. Some people are in situations where they need the money, and they will just rather just deal with whatever's going on, and, you know, take it as it comes because they need a source of income. But some people do that though. Like
I know some people do that, but it's like, man, you have to like deal with hell on the job every day, 5 days a week, just for money. Instead of like
some people see
it that way. We talking a stressful environment. Like you dread going to work. Like you like, man.
I mean, well, then if it's something like that, then
that's
you shouldn't be doing it then.
But it's only because of this person or a group of people that you can't stand working with them.
Then,
like you literally dread going to work. Like you really don't want to like get up and leave the house to go to work.
No one should dread having to go to work. You know, if that's what's going on, then you need to find a way out of that job.
Okay.
You shouldn't dread, because when you wake up in the morning, I feel like when you wake up, you should be at peace. Even like in spite of this going on, in spite of that going on, all this other stuff. When you wake up, you getting another chance to correct something. You getting another chance at life. You getting all of that. Every day you wake up, it's another opportunity to make things right. It's another opportunity because everybody. I came up with this philosophy. The week starts on Sunday, right?
Sunday to Saturday.
Yeah. Sunday to Saturday. Everybody's going to wake up on Sunday. Everybody won't see Saturday.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So
everybody ain't going to see Monday.
Right. Folk will start the week, but everybody ain't finishing the week. So whatever it might be, you want to do whatever you have to do to keep yourself sane and at peace, right?
Yeah.
So if you work in a job where it's stressful and no one gets along and all this other stuff, why stay in that situation?
Yeah.
Like you said, you've done what you could to try to fix it, to try to reason, and this, that, and the third, but the other party won't reason, then it's like, well, you can't, like I said, you can't control what they may do or how they may react, but you can do something about you.
No doubt. No doubt.
So, you know, that's just how I see it.
I say how I handle conflict is like you said. I like to talk things out. You know, I like to get an understanding of the source of the problem.
Yeah.
You know,
why ain't nothing like an understanding.
But everybody don't want to get an understanding. Everybody, you try to go to them and talk with them, and they just don't want to come to like a happy medium. And it's like, well, aren't you trying to fix this problem that we have? Aren't you trying to find a solution to this issue?
What
Like,
do you think? What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think?
What do you mean?
About the whole thing?
I was telling how I handle conflict.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying you got to talk.
I'm sorry,
You got to talk it out.
Yeah.
You have to talk it out. No matter who it is, if it's a coworker, if it's one of your guys, or
family,
if it's family, if like I said, if it's your significant other, whatever, don't talk it out.
Yeah. Talk it out.
You got to talk it out. You know, come to an understanding, come to a compromise. If it's something that if it's something real rough, come to a compromise. But yeah, talk things out. I just feel like a lot of people, they don't want to talk things out. They rather go to a third party and go to that third party and talk to them instead of going to the person you have an issue with. I can't stand that whatsoever. You have an issue with me, come to me.
Yeah.
Don't go to you as my brother. Don't go to Ty. Come to me. You got the issue with me, come to me. Because I might not know you got an issue. And that's the problem.
I think some people will try to include a third party as means of like a defense mechanism.
No, don't do that.
Like
your gripe is with me.
Yeah.
So why talk to them about me when it's dealing with me? Don't do that.
But some people need a person to vent to as well.
Well, you can vent, but Still,
But then you
the
do have
issue's
those
not
people
getting
that'll
resolved.
try to involve them in the situation.
But I'm
like,
saying the issue is not being resolved. You're going to that person, talking to them about me. Meanwhile, I don't know you got an issue. So I'm still going about my daily routine like we cool. And
it's not.
right. And
It's
obviously
not what
I
it
did,
appears to be. It's
right.
not
And
what it seems
obviously
to
I
be.
did something to you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I done did something to you and I don't know. So now when we come around each other, I'm picking up off this negative vibe, negative energy. I'm looking at, man, what's wrong with you? What'd I do to you? But you ain't saying nothing.
But if you think about it, it might be passive aggressive, but that's a form of communication, though.
Nah, I think that's
If you think about it, how many times we talked about communication on the show?
that's not passive aggressive. That's being a coward. If you can't go to, especially for a man, if you can't go directly to a man that you got an issue with, look him in the eyes and say, hey, listen, I don't like what you did. I got an issue with what you did, but you'd rather go to somebody else, especially if it's a female, you'd rather go to a female. You're a coward. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You're a coward. I mean, come on, we having real talk, man. We being real.
Yeah.
We having real talk. You're a coward.
Well, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna come and sit on the
Please
the
do.
set with y'all
Please do.
Yeah.
because I had a few words, just a
Please
few.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look, they got some hotness going on here.
Yeah.
But talking about conflict resolution. In this day and time, in the age of technology, conflict resolution don't go well.
No, it doesn't.
Because everybody got Facebook beefs,
Man.
social media beefs.
Man.
And the biggest thing about it is that when you see them in person,
They don't say nothing.
they don't say nothing.
Right.
Not a word.
And then when you know, if they do say something, then they handle it the wrong way.
Yep.
Now everybody shooting.
Yep.
Ain't nobody fisticuffs no more.
Yep.
You know, everybody got a gun. Everybody trying to use a gun because they a coward.
Right.
Yeah.
In my day coming up, it wasn't even about shooting.
Right.
If
About
could you
being-
put your
hands up.
could you put your hands up? Could you take a lick? But ain't nobody taking a lick no more.
Right.
You know, everybody, well, I'm too old to be, you know, shucking and jiving with these jitterbugs. I'm going to shoot you. Come on, man. If you can take a life that easy,
Exactly.
then, you know, you must don't treasure it.
Right.
But to get back to conflict resolution, man, we got to get back to the basics. We got to get back to respecting one another.
Yeah.
That's because we don't have respect for each other. That's why conflict resolution go a whole different route.
Absolutely.
Here it is. If I got a problem with Jay, I'm gonna bring it to Jay.
Yeah, that's how it's
And,
supposed to be.
you know, we can talk this out. We ain't got to raise our, I don't like you.
I can't stand that. You raise your voice and everything. What is that
Look,
doing? Other than raising your blood pressure.
number one, when you're raising your voice, you can't understand nothing that they saying. They can't understand nothing you saying.
Exactly.
So how's the conflict being resolved?
Right.
Everybody all up in their emotions. Ain't nobody listening to one another.
Absolutely.
Now you want to escalate the ordeal by bringing a gun into the ordeal. You already emotionally unstable.
Right.
Now you want to bring a gun into it? Come on, man.
Or another person.
Do you value your life or do you value your kids' life? And that's why all our kids get shot up because can't nobody resolve conflict the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
And especially with these kids. Like
Man.
it's these kids that's actually like having these conflicts amongst one another and they resorting to violence.
But
just like that.
they've seen the
They
adults.
see their parents do it.
They seeing their parents do it, and the adults around them do it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But see, it was just if I'm not mistaken, it was last week. There was a boy that went into school. He was being picked on. I forget where it was, but saw it on the news, boy being picked on, and they said, oh, he not a bad kid. He just got tired of being picked on. Well, ain't nobody told him, man, look, just, you know, you got to inform the right people or inform your parents. Inform your people about it and let them resolve the conflict. But he don't even trust them to go in and resolve the conflict. That's why he brought a gun to school and shoot the school up.
I was just about to say, or maybe he did and nobody
was listening.
But that's the other side.
Yeah.
And check this out. On Motivational Monday, I talked about Can You Hear Me Now? Yeah. And I talked about kids because kids ain't being heard these days. Again, people ain't even listen to me, let alone their own kids.
That's very true.
They ain't listen to me, let alone their own kids. And here it is. We on every Monday, every Wednesday, every Thursday to bring forth topics that make sense or should make sense to everybody. Mm-hmm. But you have people, what I'm going to turn to them for? They don't know nothing and they trying to, right. I'm going to tell you like this. There's a lot of people, if there was a lot of people that listen to Jesus, they wouldn't be in the grave right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, so you're going to have to listen to somebody. Absolutely. Check this out. Either your job tell you what to do, or if not your job, if you got a business, guess what? Your customers got to tell you what to do.
Absolutely. The customer's always right.
So somebody going to tell you what to do.
Yep.
And then on top of that, watch this. Even if you went and sign a mortgage for a house, guess what?
That bank gonna tell you what to do.
Guess what?
Every month.
If you don't do it, guess what?
You don't have a place
foreclosure.
to stay. You don't have a place to stay.
Matter of fact, if you don't even got enough to do a mortgage, guess what? You gonna pay rent. Yep. Somebody gonna tell you what to do.
Exactly.
I don't care who you are.
That's the rest of your natural life.
I don't care who you are. Then when you get of age, adult, guess what? You got to deal with people telling you what to do.
Yep.
Regardless, look, whether it's a police officer, whether it's a judge, whether it's your parents, whether it's a boss, whoever it is, you got to deal with people telling you what to do. So you might as well get used to it because no man is born to himself and of himself.
Absolutely.
No man is an island. No man stands alone. You got to get used to resolving things with other human beings.
Absolutely. Yes. And do it in a healthy manner.
Please do it.
Don't try to resolve it with anger.
Please.
And stuff like that. You know, try to come, with positive energy.
Right.
And a sound mind and a level of understanding.
What is that? Sound mind? What is that? People out here, they can't even get right in the mind.
You're right.
I ain't talking about nobody, but drugs enhance your ignorance.
It does.
And I'm not trying to talk about nobody.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the real is the real.
Yeah.
Drugs enhance your ignorance.
Yeah.
Because you burning up brain cells.
Yeah.
Okay. And on top of that, what you're doing is you're inebriated. And so now can't nobody get anything through your non-functioning brain.
Absolutely.
Nobody.
Absolutely.
Not even you.
Right. Right.
Because it's some things that you want to do that you can't do because you high.
Exactly.
Or you're inebriated.
Exactly.
Can't nobody get nothing to you.
Right. Right.
So conflict resolution is only part of it, Jay. But people really got to have a heart for other human beings. It got to be a foundation of respect. Yeah. And if you don't have a foundation of respect, guess what? Misuse and abuse is inevitable.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole lot of people out here that y'all got to respect me. No, respect is earned.
Yeah.
What do you act like? What are you like when, ain't hardly nobody around?
Right.
What do you like to individuals?
Right.
Okay. I mean, because again, at the end of the day, we all, yes, we're all human beings. Nobody ain't, look, I don't care what anybody said, you ain't a God. Okay? All right? What you can do is, you can't create stuff, even though you can discover stuff.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I promise you I ain't gonna preach. I promise you I ain't gonna preach. But it's the real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, even though you can discover stuff, you can't create stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right? It's stuff here on the earth that God put here for other human beings to discover, and then they can discover a way to put it together and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They ain't created nothing.
Absolutely.
They ain't created nothing.
Right.
But yet I'm a God. You ain't. No. Set yourself down somewhere and put a muzzle over your mouth because you talk too much and you never shut up. No, I'm just playing.
That sounded like that was directed towards somebody.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just
Man,
playing.
that's probably personal shit. Man, who done pissed you off?
No. No. Seriously. But again, conflict resolution, man, it have a starting point, have an ending point. If we can't never get over the conflict, it'll never be resolved.
Right.
Okay, so putting words together, y'all know I'm a word junkie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Putting words together, okay, you have conflict resolution. Okay, so if you never have peace within your mind to end the conflict, okay, there can never be a resolution.
Right.
It'll never be.
We talking simple math.
It is.
Yeah.
Like 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
You know, or 1 - 1 equals what? 0.
0.
Yeah.
So here it is. A lot of people, we get different things taught to us as kids. Like in school, they teach us the basics.
Right.
Okay. And what we do is we take the basics and now we use the basics for the rest of our lives to get jobs, to get interviews, to do different things, to get, businesses, all of those things. We use basics and principles all the time. But now you think you're going to break a principle and then think that your life is going to go right? No.
Right.
I went, my cousin, my wife's cousin passed away of COVID, some time ago. Not some time ago, a week or so ago, but we had the funeral, Saturday. And so when we had the funeral, what happened is, we came to the cemetery, and when we came to the cemetery, she hadn't been there in quite a little while.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit over, almost a year since we had been there. And when we went the last time, there weren't as many graves as there were when we came this time. But it seemed like the graves populated like times 10. It was grave plots in areas that weren't there the last time that we came there. And that was only a little bit under a year. And so now we coming down like, what happened? Why all of these people are dying? Not just from COVID.
It's other stuff.
Violence.
Other illnesses.
Man, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I said that to say this. Look, people gonna die. Regardless of who you are, what your social status is, how much money you got, you're gonna die.
Yep.
Once you die, guess what? Have your conflict been resolved?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Have your conflict been resolved?
No matter what it is.
No matter what.
I'm glad you
It
brought
doesn't
that
matter
up
what it
because
is.
we got some families out here who got conflict with one another and they never resolved
It's
it.
been going on for years.
And that family member unfortunately passed away before they can resolve that conflict.
Man, it's too much.
It is like we're only down here for a limited time. If you got an issue with somebody, please resolve that.
You don't never know.
Right.
Look, the cousin was just up and going, man. got COVID, never recovered, done. I mean, I'm thinking like, oh my God, I just seen him. Like, it messed me up. Like, I just seen him, bro. Like, how you just gonna go just that quick? And I just seen you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm still like, I can't get it in my mind like he just died that quick. And so people are leaving this earth every day, every hour. And I just did a show last week and talked about the suicides.
Oh man, yeah.
I just did a show last. Look, again, people ain't listening to me. They ain't paying attention, because if you was paying attention, then you would understand. And I'm not trying to take over anything,
No. Yeah.
But here it is. Once you do your homework, the amount of suicides that happen just not around the world, just in America.
Yeah.
In America alone, almost 1 million suicides in America in 1 year. Can you imagine? Can you imagine out of billions of people that live in America,
1 million.
almost 1 million people commit suicide and end it because they can't see the way to now get over what they going through? Can you understand that?
And it's like some of them are extremely young too.
They are.
You putting unnecessary pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like you still have your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah.
To get things done and accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conflict resolution is real, man. And I don't care where you at, where you from, it don't make no sense to keep all of this stuff harbored in your mind and in your heart about somebody that really ain't even thinking about you.
Man, you better say that again.
It really make no sense. It really make no sense to keep all of this anger, this bitterness, this hurt for somebody that don't really give two red cents about you, and that's real.
Yeah.
They going on about their life. They ain't care. They don't care if you got beef with them.
Right.
Run up and you gonna get shot.
Right.
That's just it. Either you get killed or you kill.
Yep.
If you run up.
Yep.
Because see, this the age where everybody got a gun. You run up, and now they got a conceal and carry license.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, they can conceal. You can't see. Oh, I'm gonna sneak up on you. You sneak up and you get popped.
Yep.
Just because you had the wrong mindset.
Yep.
That's what it is, man. Look, resolve all of this. All of this gang violence, man, with kids getting killed. They ain't even did nothing.
Right.
They ain't even started their way in the world.
Right.
Just them two little boys in Chicago they got killed.
Yeah.
One was on the football team, one on the basketball team, both.
Yep.
Sophomore, juniors.
Mm-hmm. Sophomores.
Yeah. This don't make no sense, man. Because we can't resolve conflict the right way. Yeah. Now we taking lives that ain't even involved.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Come on. I keep saying this. It's almost like a broken record. We got to get better. Come back again. Got to get better. Got to get better. I just said this the other day. If I want these walls to be white, and I keep on saying these walls need to be white. These walls need to be white.
And you don't do anything.
These walls need to be white.
Yeah.
These walls need to be. I ain't gonna speak it white. I gotta do something.
You gotta do something.
Throw some paint on there. And then put the roller on there.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna get white by themselves.
Right.
The same thing. Conflict ain't gonna be resolved by themselves.
Yeah.
We gotta do something.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for ages. And now, here it is. We talked about, even about the conflict between different races, black and white, Latino, all of that kind of crazy mess.
Yeah, that's been going on for generations.
Man, we done talked about that till we blew in the face. Right. And then as soon as something happened, then we marching. What is you marching for?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna get done because you can't be constant or consistent about what you marching for in order for to get results.
So I'm glad you brought that up because we actually interviewed an artist on Tuesday. We kind of spoke about this, and I said that us as a people, as blacks, we need a legit leader. But the artist was like, we don't. Do you agree with that?
Then we need a legit leader.
Yeah.
We need leaders.
Okay.
We need leaders because no one person can lead all of these billions of people. It's just like the president of the United States. There's a lot of people that have trust in him, but then there's a lot of people that don't. So we need legit leaders. That's why you have Congress. That's why you have congressmen and senators and judges and lawyers and doctors.
Right.
Because you need these different leaders in place so that people can they can go to somebody that they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
That's why you have teachers. Teachers are leaders. If you didn't understand, in the household, whoever the parent is or whoever the parents that are raising the children in the house, guess what? They're leaders.
Mm-hmm.
But the leaders don't have no backbone. Okay. Y'all looking at me real funny, man.
That's true.
The leaders ain't got no backbone. So therefore, if the leaders don't have no backbone, then guess what? The persons or the person that they're leading, they ain't gonna have no backbone either. So now you got a generation or generations of backboneless people. And now everybody come in with a chip on their shoulder and don't even know why.
Yeah.
Everybody come in, oh man, you ain't gonna disrespect me. What are you talking about?
Right.
First share what the disrespect is so people will be able to recognize what they did to disrespect you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next time, then we say, man, hey man, brother, sister, we just talked about this. Could you please not do that? I think that's disrespect. This is, you don't even have to explain it, but I think that's out of order. Could you please not do that? That's disrespectful to me personally. Could you please not do that? Then we'll have some kind of foundation.
Right.
But people don't talk no more. You know what they do? You know who you playing with, and I'm from such and such. Don't nobody care where you from.
Right.
Just speak.
Right.
Talk what you know and know what you talk.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
feel like,
that just moved over your head.
no, because people be trying to be like a lot of people want to be right. They just want to be right.
That's it.
Time.
That's it.
And you're not always right.
Yeah.
I'm not always right. As a human being, I get wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a human, as a human being, you got to understand that you're not always right,
Right.
Right.
regardless of what situation you in. Check this out. When we go to the school, we going off on the teacher talking about you did this to my kid. You disrespected my kid. But did you really inquire what your kid did?
Sometimes they never do.
No, there's a lot of times you never. And these parents know what they kids is or how they kids are.
Yeah.
They know, but yet you just want to start something so you can show your tail.
Exactly.
You want to show how big and bad you are,
Exactly.
and now you done kicked it off at the school. The school done kicked your kid out. Now you got to take your kid to another school district or a charter school because nobody else won't accept them.
Exactly.
Because you done acted a whole, you know what?
Right.
Yeah.
You done acted a whole a-hole.
Exactly.
And now you want somebody to have some mercy on you. Why you didn't have no mercy?
Exactly.
And I know I'm going off on a tangent, but it's tiring, man. Seeing this day after day. Conflict resolution, it is, and I hate to say that, it is what it is, but if nobody don't recognize that they wrong, then you're gonna keep on having the same thing that you got now. And that is utter chaos and confusion. Utter. If you don't have nobody to raise up, say, man, look, not only do we need to change this, but I'm willing to do this to change it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to move in this direction to change it.
Yeah.
You don't have that, man. Look, you can be right or you can be wrong. But if ain't nobody listening, guess what? It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, people hear, but they don't listen.
That's the main problem. Like, you hear me, but you ain't listening to me.
Look,
Like, I need
that hearing.
or they just listening to respond instead of listening to understand.
No, they hearing so that they can say that they heard you, but it ain't no in depth where I'm gonna take it and use it and apply it.
Right. It's like, man.
That's what it is.
Right.
See, the world, and I said this. I'm going back on what I said. All of these shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Here it is. All these people, what they do is they get in a situation, and now what they do is they panic because they don't know how to handle the situation, and they ain't trained in, look, I need to reserve my emotions for a time where it's needed. This ain't a time to show my emotions.
Yeah.
They ain't trained in that.
Exactly.
They ain't trained in that. And so, you always act emotional.
Yeah.
And now people associate us, black folk, with always being emotional.
Yep.
Because now we done showed that we always act emotional. We always do. Regardless of who it is and where it's coming from. I'm trying to tell you, it ain't a day and time that something can happen and then, let's just say it's worldwide and we don't get emotional. Man, I knew it was going to happen. Man, and then, you know what? We'll be fired up for a moment and then next thing you know, we'll go right back.
Like, you calm down.
We'll go right back to the same thing.
It's a roller coaster.
It's repetitious. Look, don't nothing change. We got mad, but don't nothing change. How is that? We got mad in the instance, but don't nothing still change. I don't get that. Here it is. Something happened to where now you can make a difference. It was an opportunity for you to make a difference. And now here it is. You done backed up.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it wasn't me. It wasn't my kid.
Yeah.
It wasn't my relative. I'm mad because it's a black person, but it wasn't my relative. So now we done looted. We done looted the community. We done went and stole whatever. Now we can go home. You dummy, it's still gonna happen. Guess what?
Exactly.
You ain't proved not a thing. Is when laws change, now you have accomplished something.
Yep.
And I said this again in a previous show. Guess what? Now, I don't agree with the homosexual lifestyle. I don't agree.
Right.
But at the same time, guess what? They made laws change. Therefore, now they can operate the way that they want to.
Yep.
Yeah.
They operate the way that they want to because guess what? They made laws change.
Yeah.
Us, we'll get mad for a little bit, but we ain't gonna follow up. That's it, that's all. We don't follow up with nothing. Let us have a doctor's appointment. Well, girl, I just forgot. Shit, they'll see me later.